In the wilds of highland Guatemala, a dense jungle clings to the landscape, where ancient trees and thick brambles obscure long-distance visibility. This green desert hides within it the remnants of a civilization that once thrived in these lands, the Mayas. It's 1576, and a team of Spanish conquistadors, led by Diego Garcia de Palacio, is hacking its way through this treacherous terrain, driven by the ambition of conquest and the promise of undiscovered wealth. As the expedition pushes deeper into the uncharted Yucatan Peninsula, they are unaware that they are about to uncover one of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world, ruins of a forgotten civilization that once rivaled the greatest empires of the Old World. Palacio's mission, commissioned by King Philip II of Spain, was to inspect and catalog the conquered provinces. Born in 1530 in northern Spain, Palacio was not just a soldier but an educated man with a deep interest in science, sailing, and navigation. His ambition was as vast as the Spanish Empire, with a grand vision for expanding Spanish control across the Americas. For the indigenous people of the Yucatan Peninsula, Palacio and his men were just the latest in a long line of brutal invaders. As the Spaniards pushed forward, cutting through the dense forest, they stumbled upon something remarkable: stone structures, elaborately carved with beastly idols, towering above the jungle floor. These were the ruins of a great city, a testament to a once powerful civilization. Palacio, awestruck by the sight, wrote a detailed description of the ruins to the king, noting the sophistication of the buildings and the mystery surrounding the people who had built them. These ruins, he speculated, could not have been created by the rude natives of the province, but by a far more advanced civilization that had long since disappeared. The rise and fall of the classic Maya civilization. What Palacio and his men had discovered was the city of Copan, a major center of the classic Maya civilization. The Maya, who reached their peak between 250 and 900 AD, were masters of agriculture, mathematics, astronomy, and architecture. Their cities, like Copan, were vast and complex, with towering pyramids, intricate carvings, and sprawling urban landscapes. During the height of their civilization, the Maya population was immense, with some estimates suggesting tens of millions of people living in the region. Their cities were connected by elaborate networks of highways, and their society was organized into powerful city-states that dominated the landscape. However, by the time Palacio arrived, the Maya civilization had already experienced a dramatic decline. Environmental degradation, overpopulation, and internal conflicts had led to the collapse of many great Maya cities by the late 8th century. The once thriving civilization had become a shadow of its former self, with many of its cities abandoned and overtaken by the jungle. The arrival of Europeans in the Americas brought further devastation to the Maya. The introduction of European diseases like smallpox, to which the Maya had no immunity, decimated their population. It is estimated that up to 90% of the indigenous population perished due to these diseases, leading to the collapse of many remaining Maya communities. Palacio's account of the ruins in 1576 was one of the first written descriptions of the ancient Maya cities, but it would take centuries for the true significance of these ruins to be understood. The Maya civilization, once one of the most advanced in the world, had been largely forgotten by the time of the European conquests. In the centuries that followed, the ruins of Maya cities like Copan remained largely unexplored, with the jungle reclaiming much of the ancient structures. It wasn't until the 19th and 20th centuries that archaeologists began to uncover the full extent of the Maya civilization. Modern technologies such as LiDAR surveys have revolutionized the study of Maya archaeology, revealing vast networks of cities and temples that had been hidden beneath the jungle canopy for centuries. Sites like Copan, Tikal, and Calakmul have been extensively studied, providing new insights into the life and culture of the Maya. Despite the ravages of time and the destruction brought by colonization, the legacy of the Maya endures. Today, the descendants of the Maya still live in the region, preserving their language, culture, and traditions. The ruins of their ancient cities continue to awe and inspire, serving as a reminder of the achievements of one of the world's greatest civilizations. The roots of the Maya civilization stretch back thousands of years, beginning with the early farming communities in the region. By 1500 BC, the Maya had developed complex agricultural practices, which allowed them to settle in large, permanent villages. Over time, these villages grew into powerful city-states, each with its own ruler, religious practices, and cultural traditions. The early Maya built their cities in the lowlands of what is now Guatemala, Belize, and southern Mexico. These cities were characterized by large ceremonial centers, public plazas, and monumental architecture. The Maya were also skilled in mathematics and astronomy, developing a complex calendar system and writing in hieroglyphs. One of the earliest known Maya cities was Nakbi, located in the Piton region of Guatemala. By 600 BC, Nakbi had become a major center, with large pyramids, plazas, and causeways connecting it to other settlements. The city of El Mirador, which emerged around 300 BC, was even larger, with monumental structures like the Danta Pyramid, one of the largest pyramids in the world. As the Maya civilization grew, so did their influence. By the time of the Classic period 250 to 900 AD, the Maya had established a vast network of city-states that spanned the region. These city-states were interconnected through trade, warfare, and alliances, creating a complex and dynamic society. The Classic period is often considered the golden age of the Maya civilization. During this time, the Maya built some of their most impressive cities, including Tikal, Palenque, and Copan. These cities were centers of political power, religious ceremonies, and cultural achievements. The Maya rulers were often depicted in elaborate carvings and murals, showcasing their divine right to rule and their connection to the gods. These rulers oversaw the construction of grand temples, palaces, and ball courts, which served as the focal points of Maya city life. The Maya were also skilled astronomers, and their understanding of the cosmos played a central role in their religious and cultural practices. They developed a complex calendar system that tracked the movements of the sun, moon, and planets, allowing them to predict celestial events with great accuracy. The Maya writing system, which used hieroglyphs, was one of the most advanced in the ancient world. It was used to record historical events, religious texts, and political records. The inscriptions found on stele altars and temple walls provide a detailed account of the history and achievements of the Maya rulers. Despite their many achievements, the Maya civilization began to decline in the late 8th century. The reasons for this decline are still debated by scholars, but it is likely that a combination of factors, including environmental degradation, warfare, and social unrest, played a role. As the population grew, the demands on the environment increased, leading to deforestation, soil erosion, and a decline in agricultural productivity. This, in turn, may have led to food shortages, famine, and social conflict. The collapse of the great Maya cities in the lowlands, such as Tikal and Copan, marked the end of the Classic period. By the 10th century, many of these cities were abandoned, and the population had dispersed to smaller, more isolated settlements. However, the Maya civilization did not disappear entirely. In the northern Yucatan Peninsula, new city-states, such as Chichen, Itza, and Uxmal, emerged during the Postclassic period. These cities continued to thrive until the arrival of the Spanish in the 16th century. The arrival of the Spanish conquistadors in the early 16th century brought dramatic changes to the Maya world. The Spanish, driven by the desire for wealth and power, quickly set about conquering the indigenous populations and establishing colonial rule. The Maya resisted the Spanish invasion, but they were ultimately overwhelmed by the superior weapons, horses, and diseases brought by the Europeans. The conquest of the Maya was a long and brutal process, taking nearly 2 centuries to complete. The Spanish imposed their culture, religion, and language on the Maya, leading to the destruction of much of their traditional way of life. The Spanish also sought to erase the memory of the Maya civilization, destroying many of their books, temples, and artifacts. Despite this, the Maya people survived, and many aspects of their culture and traditions have been preserved. Today, millions of Maya descendants live in the region, maintaining their language, customs, and beliefs. The ruins of the Maya civilization remained largely forgotten until the 19th century, when explorers and archaeologists began to uncover the lost cities of the Maya. The work of early archaeologists such as John Lloyd Stephens and Frederick Catherwood brought the wonders of the Maya civilization to the attention of the world. In the 20th century, advances in archaeology and technology, such as LiDAR surveys, have revealed even more about the Maya. Entire cities hidden beneath the jungle canopy have been uncovered, providing new insights into the complexity and scale of the Maya civilization. Today, the legacy of the Maya continues to inspire awe and admiration. Their achievements in mathematics, astronomy, architecture, and writing are recognized as some of the greatest in human history. The ruins of their cities, with their towering pyramids and intricate carvings, stand as a testament to the ingenuity and creativity of the Maya people. In 1848, a group of explorers led by Ambrosio Tut, a Maya leader from Flores, made their way through the dense forests of northern Guatemala. The region was largely unknown, a vast green wilderness that had kept secrets for over 1,000 years. Their journey led them to the heart of Piton, where they stumbled upon the ruins of a great city long forgotten, Tikal. Tikal was unlike any other site. Towering pyramids and vast plazas revealed the grandeur of a civilization that once reigned supreme. The rediscovery of Tikal, later explored by British and Austrian archaeologists Alfred Maudslay and Theobert Mailer, unveiled one of the greatest Mayan cities, a place where the pride of ancient rulers was etched into every stone. Tikal, known anciently as Mutol, emerged as a dominant power during the early Classic period, around 200 to 600 AD. The city's ruling dynasty was founded by the enigmatic Yik'in, whose origins remain shrouded in mystery. Some believe he came from Kamen-al-Ju, linking Tikal to the broader Mesoamerican world. Under Yik'in-Xuk's successors, Tikal grew in power. Notably, Chaktok-Ichak, a later ruler, expanded the city's influence, establishing Tikal as a military powerhouse. But this golden age was not to last. In 378 AD, a foreign warlord named Siaj or Fire is Born arrived from the distant city of Teotihuacan, leading a coup that resulted in Chaktok-Ichak's death and the rise of a new order under Teotihuacan influence. The arrival of Siaj marked the beginning of a new era in Maya politics. Teotihuacan, the largest city of the pre-Columbian Americas, exerted its influence over Tikal, shaping its military and political strategies. This period saw the beginning of the so-called Star Wars, a series of conflicts aimed at total conquest rather than ritualistic skirmishes for captives. With Teotihuacan's backing, Tikal extended its reach, conquering neighboring cities like Uaxactun and Rio Azul. The rulers of Tikal, now clad in military regalia inspired by central Mexico, solidified their dominance through warfare and strategic alliances. While Tikal was solidifying its power, the Maya world was expanding southward. In the early 5th century, Tikal's influence reached the city of Copan, located in what is now Honduras. Yik'in, a ruler likely linked to Tikal, established a new dynasty in Copan in 426 AD. His reign marked the beginning of Copan's rise as a major center of Maya civilization. Copan's hieroglyphic stairway, completed during the reign of the 15th king, records the history of this dynasty, illustrating the deep connections between Tikal and the southern Maya lowlands. As Tikal reached the height of its power, a new rival emerged in the north, the Snake Kingdom of Calakmul. The origins of Calakmul's dynasty, the Khanul or Snake Dynasty, can be traced back to the ancient city of El Mirador. By the 6th century, Calakmul had grown into a formidable power, challenging Tikal for supremacy. Under the leadership of rulers like Sky Witness, Calakmul forged alliances with other Maya cities, encircling Tikal and eventually defeating it in 562 AD. This victory marked the beginning of a century-long rivalry between the two superpowers, with Calakmul often gaining the upper hand. Tikal's defeat by Calakmul led to a period of decline, but the city would rise again. Under the leadership of Chichen, who took the throne in 682 AD, Tikal embarked on a program of cultural and military revitalization. By 695 AD, Chichen led a decisive victory against Calakmul, capturing an effigy of one of its gods and marking the resurgence of Tikal. This victory was followed by a series of campaigns that dismantled Calakmul's alliances, restoring Tikal to its former glory. The construction of grand temples during this period, including Temple I, also known as the Temple of the Great Jaguar, symbolized Tikal's renewed power. Despite Tikal's resurgence, the 8th century marked the beginning of the end for the Maya civilization. Environmental degradation, including deforestation and soil depletion, coupled with internal strife and warfare, led to the collapse of many Maya cities by the 9th century. The Terminal Classic period saw the abandonment of major centers like Tikal and Calakmul, as populations dwindled and the intricate network of Maya states disintegrated. Yet in the northern Yucatan, cities like Chichen Itza and Uxmal rose to prominence, forging new political and religious systems. Chichen Itza, emerging as a dominant power during the Terminal Classic and into the Postclassic period, became a cosmopolitan center, integrating influences from across Mesoamerica, including the Toltec of central Mexico. The city's decentralized rule, based on a council of elite lords, represented a departure from the divine kingship that characterized the Classic period. However, by the 13th century, Chichen Itza fell into decline, and the city of Mayapan rose to power. Mayapan, the last great Maya city, ruled over the Yucatan Peninsula until its own decline in the 15th century, marking the end of the post-classic period. The arrival of the Spanish in the early 16th century brought about the final collapse of the independent Maya kingdoms. The Itza kingdom, centered at Tizal and Lake Pete in Itza, was among the last to fall, holding out until 1697. The Spanish conquest was brutal, with the forced conversion to Christianity, the destruction of sacred texts, and the imposition of colonial rule. Yet, despite these efforts, many Maya traditions, beliefs, and languages have survived to this day, providing a living link to the ancient civilization that once dominated Mesoamerica. The rediscovery of the Maya cities in the 19th and 20th centuries sparked renewed interest in this ancient civilization. Archaeologists like Sylvanus Morley and Alberto Ruiz Lulier made significant contributions to our understanding of the Maya, uncovering sites like Bonampak, with its vivid murals, and the tomb of Pakal the Great in Palenque. Today, the Maya people continue to preserve their rich cultural heritage, maintaining a deep connection to their ancestors and the land that sustained their civilization for millennia. The story of the Maya is one of resilience and adaptation, a testament to the enduring legacy of one of the world's greatest civilizations.